Rui, so 9 boards for you, several offensive, 3 blocks. Darvin talked about they're familiar, of course, with the skill game and being able to get your own shot, but they emphasize that part of it. How important was that tonight for you guys to pull out a victory?
Yeah, I talked to the coaches a couple of days ago, and they told me they want me to be aggressive more. They want me to be more aggressive on the defense rebound side. So. Yeah, today I was trying to, more involved with the defense rebounds, and I think even the offensive rebound too. I think I did a pretty good job on that, and I think it helped the team win. So yeah.
Could you feel the importance of that, just in shifting the game energy and in pushing the lead as you guys did in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, of course. They're making a lot of shots, but they're also pretty good team with the offensive rebound and stuff. So we have to box them out and then come up with the rebounds. And if I get a ball, I get a rebound, I can push the ball too. So it's a good transition for us. So yeah, I was just trying to be that guy, and yeah.
Without LeBron and AD and Russell, all 3 of those guys out, what's the level of importance for you guys to still figure out a way to win?
I think. Still we still have to play together, like we always do. Share the balls, defense together, as a team, and yeah, it's just those kind of things are very important. And especially, I think the defense is going to be the key if those guys are out. Yeah.
You've been having to constantly adjust since you got here, and the team is changing all the time around you. What has it been like? To kind of go on the fly with this group? A lot of guys we talked in the locker room say that the discussions between teammates have been very constructive and very positive. Do you feel that?
Yeah, for sure. But it's not easy, for anybody, just come into, this environment and play together, But that's how NBA is. We just gotta stick together, on the court, but also off the court. It's really important too. The chemistry. So we just gotta build the chemistry. It's been only like a week, 2 weeks, so it's crazy. I feel like, we still have not a lot, but games left. So we gotta. I think chemistry gonna be the really key to win those games.
Who in this locker room has been key for you in kind of keeping that on-court and off-court just bonds tight?
It's everybody, Everybody's vocal here, so everybody talks, Everybody likes each other, Everybody, even on the court, off the court, we always talk, we always communicate. So I think that's good, We're trying to figure out, actually. We're trying to fix, Of course, first it's not going to work like that, So we got to communicate, and we're trying to fix to make the better team. So I think it's been pretty good. We got to keep doing that. I think.
No player does, right? Well, tonight that didn't happen, right? You start out pretty hot from 3, you get a season high. Certainly points that everybody needed. But what's your approach like that while still fitting into the team, but want to get yourself going a little?
I think for me, just yesterday, I was a little disappointed in my play. Obviously, not being able to knock down shots. I feel like during those runs that they had, if I could knock down a shot, I feel like it would have stopped the bleeding a little bit. I was getting good looks, just wasn't hitting them. So today, I wanted to really be locked in, make sure I was knocking them down. So that's all. Make sure we get the dub and make sure I was doing my part.
Yeah, what's the balance when you got guys out of the caliber of LeBron, AD, and D'Angelo, and kind of knowing you're going to have to get more offense from other places, but not forcing it, right? And how do you deal with that as a player?
I think it's pretty hard, honestly, because it's just like we're trying to find the flow of it, but at the same time, we haven't played with these units before or these lineups. So, we started the game off a little bit rough, but then we ended up picking it up and got a much-needed win. So.
Do you think there's sort of long-term benefits to winning a game like this? Crazy lineups, shorthanded, and kind of just having to figure it out and sort of forge chemistry on the fly.
100%. I think because you got to think about it. At the end of the day, Bron and AD aren't going to play 82 games a year. That's just not. I don't think that's realistic for a lot of guys right now, especially with injuries. So. Being the backup units and the guys that come in, we have to be able to pick up for what they do. So being able to have games like this and actually come out with the win, that's definitely big time for us.
Troy, a lot of guys expressed confidence in the locker room last night. I know this is frustrating. We have 26 turnovers, but, we feel good about the conversations we've been having. What's changed about the tone of how you guys kind of get constructive about this group, and why is does that seem to work so well, even though you guys have had frustrating games in that stretch?
I would say the accountability. Just coming into it, our talk was short. It was simple. 26 turnovers is unacceptable. Like, they literally scored all their points in transition in that third quarter. And so for us, it made it very obvious what we needed to clean up. We had a couple of turnovers today. We went to the locker room, talked about it. And I just think more of the communication between everybody getting here is getting better just because we're getting to know each other a little more. So
on no AD, when you go into a game like that, what is the mindset for a player in your role or in anybody's role, really?
Just still play together. We got a lot of guys who can score the ball. We got a lot of guys who can defend. Just making sure we all stay together and continue, play the right way.
Of course, you'd prefer to be healthy. Are there spots where you get a little excited? All right, there's going to be a little bit more chances to do some stuff off the dribble. Maybe showcase some of the other skills that aren't needed as much when you have other guys out there.
No, I think everybody should play the same. Of course, give a little bit more energy. Of course, there's going to be more shots from our guys, but you got to play the same way. That way, our rhythm can stay the same.
What'd you see from Dennis after he turns the ankle and kind of stays out there and has a big second half?
Toughness. He could easily set out, but he continued to play it and end up playing better. So shout out to him for pushing through. It was a must-win, and we needed that.
Just last one for me. What your kind of zoom-out analysis since you came to the team, right? Like what you've seen. Now we're not quite sure when LeBron's going to come back. We'll see about when D'Lo comes back. Like how are you looking at the rest of this stretch here?
One game at a time. We know each game is important, especially when we get into playoffs. So just taking one game at a time, make sure everybody's ready to go every game and know our personnel and know our schemes and continue to play the right way.
What was from your point of view, right? No LeBron, no D'Lo, no AD to run offense through. You and Dennis, but did you have to look at things a little bit differently to create plays for your teammates or for yourself to get buckets there?
Yeah, anytime you play without, your three most probably ball dominant guys that you run mostly everything through, the game's going to be a little, I don't want to say awkward, but it's just a lot of new kind of situations for guys, especially myself. Dennis is on ball quite a bit. So I think for us to come in and get a win, kind of regarding that situation, I think it's a big win and a big time performance from us. It was a much needed win, and we gutted it out.
Anything that you sensed, whether in the huddles from teammates that whether leadership wise or vocal wise or defensive or just anything that stood out to you as for what guys did to find a way to get this win?
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything. I think the communication during the game tonight was, at an all-time high because, usually if you got LeBron that he kind of controls that and AD as well, talking on the floor and stuff like that. So I think tonight we took a big step just chemistry-wise as well, just because, we had those conversations in game. Me and Dennis had a time where I messed up they ran like a slip screen and I should have stayed with, the ball when he was going downhill. And, we had the conversation on the court just to fix it. And once you do those kinds of things, it's going to help in the long run.
You guys have been chasing momentum seemingly since October, maybe. LeBron gets hurt in Dallas, and that gets that momentum. AD does that help you scratch that? That gets that momentum. How important do you think for you guys as you make this push, like you said, to gut this specific game out under these circumstances?
It's huge. And obviously they didn't have Shea, but they've got a lot of talent over there, a lot of young talent that knows how to play the game and plays hard. So, they're not a bad team at all. But like you said, we needed this win, and we knew that coming in. And then, we spoke about before, you're not going to have AD, Bron, D'Lo, which, contribute most of, on ball with Dennis. But it was huge for us to come in here and gut out a win, like you said, and, move on to the next.
Getting back to Mike's first question and not adding too much emphasis on it, but are you aware over the course of a game if you haven't missed a shot like tonight? Like, did you know when you missed that free throw, like, oh man, that's the first thing I missed all night?
I didn't take too many shots, so yeah. But don't ever really care about that kind of stuff. Obviously, I care about free throws more than anything. I don't like missing free throws. They're free for a reason. So I didn't take many shots. I knew I had a good rhythm out there. But at the end of the day, all I wanted to do was play good basketball, and, we won.
For the game, opportunity for certain players and certain guys that you trust. Who did you feel like kind of took the mantle there, and how did you feel like that resulted in a win?
Well, I think having a competitor like Dennis Schroeder, the way he, people, if those of us that were basketball fanatics and watch it in season and off season at all various levels, if anyone saw how he led his national team this summer, they would this performance tonight wouldn't surprise them at all. He did a great job of being a leader out there. A guy with probably the most miles out of anybody in this league. And he just, especially at halftime, he had a rough shooting first half, but he made the proper adjustments, picked it up defensively after twisting his ankle, and really led the entire group. And you saw Mo Bamba, him setting the tone with his presence in the paint, knocking down some threes, stretching the floor for us. William Gabriel coming off getting boards, Austin Reaves, Rui having some key moments down the stretch. Troy Brown, knocking down shots left and right. Max coming in ready to play, Vanderbilt ready to play, Beas ready to play. It's not just the stats. This guy's just engaged and holding their end of the rope, and so we got a lot of that. It was a good team win against a really talented, young, aggressive Oklahoma City Thunder team. And even though they're down a couple of bodies, one being Shea, that's a tough team to deal with. They never stop coming at you. They never stop defending. They never stop running. And they have a lot of skill over there. So it wasn't going to be easy by any means ending the 3-game road trip in this building. But we found a way, and it worked out.
Darvin, of course, you don't want to play results, but you end up, sticking to the plan with AD, still find a way to get a win, back-to-back, all that. Is this now you're going to be home for a lot of March? Do you feel like even with LeBron's injury out, you guys can take some from this trip?
Yes, I think D'Lo and AD getting to see how the guys are competing. And, when they get back in the mix, they know it's a standard that's being set. And there's a level in which we got to play at in order to get done what we need to get done in terms of the overall big picture of playing in the postseason. But just got to take it day by day. And as long as we keep getting these type of contributions from our guys up and down the roster, I feel good about where we'll land.
A couple for you. First, Dennis with the ankle twist, obviously played through it and had a great game, but any long-term concern for him on that?
Well, he'll get treatment tonight. He'll get reevaluated in the morning, and we'll go from there. He was able to finish the game, which is a great sign. But that again, once he gets his treatment, he wakes up in the morning and see how he feels. Tomorrow's a day off, but he'll definitely be with the medical team, and we'll go from there once we get an official prognosis.
And then last night, you guys had 26 turnovers and just a tough game. Guys frustrated with each other, but they were telling us in the locker room, various guys, we have a good working relationship. We feel like with this group, there's a lot of positive, constructive discussions. What do you think has changed about just how this team works out its internal issues from this new group at the trade deadline?
I just think you have a lot of young guys that's making their adjustments of being on this stage, and the passion of everyone, not just in the locker room, but everyone up and down the organization, everyone that's representing the Lakers, just passionate about us turning this thing around and becoming what we can become, and that the sky's the limit for that. But in the short term of understanding we all have to pull in the same direction, we got high character guys. Not that we didn't have that before, but right now these guys that we brought in are already bought in, and again, they're not afraid to have the communication and the conversations about, how can we be a better basketball team, or how can we be the best we can be in various scenarios on both sides of the ball. And I think people get caught up in, you see people passionate going back and forth sometimes in our business, and you have to understand it's not personal. And when everyone is standing for the right principles and the right things, you're just trying to find a solution, not your way, not my way, not his way, but the best way of going about things. And I just think these guys came in knowing what the ups and downs that we've been going through all year, and they see in themselves a solution, whether it's Vando or Beas or D'Lo or Davon coming from strong programs in Denver and various places. Mo Bamba, he just wanted to pitch in, being a young player, and just really continuing the process of establishing themselves. Like they see what we're fighting for and what we're trying to do, and they want to make sure they're not that guy, as people like to say, that ruins it all. And it's been pleasant to watch just the dialogue and all of the questions that's been asked.